Hey, Steve Zook here. Welcome back to Polkzoo channel on the Guitar Ladder System. Hey, I want to talk a little bit today. I'm really not into politics or, you know, things like that too much. But, we're going through a lot of stuff right now. I just want to mention, try to have a little more cosmic view of things. Don't let what's going on in the world ruin your joy. Joy is something which you create from within. You fine tune your soul. You choose to be positive. I try to go out through my day, cheer people up when I go, around, whether I'm getting a sandwich or at my daily walk at the park. I try to be an uplifter. I try to cheer people up. I try to help people create joy. One of the things that's really fun to do, and I do it sincerely, is I'll see a lady who's maybe in her, 70s or 80s or whatever, and I'm just, oh, your hair looks great today. And boy, if you say it sincerely, they just cheer up, because I think it's very difficult, more difficult for women aging than men. Johnny Carson used to say, "Oh, men get more mature and wiser looking and all that." But anyway, joy is something that you create from within. You fine tune your soul, and the more that we focus on joy, the more we contribute to the positive nature of the universe. And I think to take a look at the problem with these people that are just major, assholes, like the guy, in Russia, is that they're trying to be happier. They're trying to create joy. They're trying to create a feeling of satisfaction, but they have all this subconscious bullshit from maybe the way they were raised, and because they're too short and they're not happy, and everybody has an ego, and the ego is insane. Okay, I'm a life coach, as well as being very involved in the music business. I have my own course called Time Aligned Transformation Lock. The intro course to that is $99. You can get it at stevesguitars.com. Just scroll down the homepage. And I talk about the laws of the universe and how to cooperate with the laws of the universe so that you're happier and life becomes easier and not so much of a struggle. Because the universe will dance for you if you have your vibe in the right place and you integrate your conscious and subconscious mind. The problem with people like the guy in Russia is that he thinks he'll be happier and more joyful if he gets what he wants, and he doesn't care how many people he has to kill to do it. And just so you know, I am really sensitive about people that get hurt, animals that get hurt. The other day I was at the park and I saw a pretty good sized guy spank his dog hard, and it was a small dog, and he spanked him in the butt hard enough for me to hear it from 75 feet away. And the dog was small, and he wasn't doing anything but smelling the grass. And so I started walking behind the guy and kept walking faster. I think I wasn't trying to scare people, but I wanted to talk to the guy. It pissed me off. So I kept walking faster, and he kept walking. I finally caught up with the guy, and I said, "Hey, man, I go, what, was your dog eating some poisonous thing I noticed you spanked your dog." He goes, "No, he's 15 years old, and the dog park is here, and blah blah blah. He's blind and he can't see." And it was like almost like the guy. I felt like he was punishing his dog because the dog wasn't living up to his expectations. And I wanted to just light the guy up. But, I didn't want to get too loud. I didn't want to get too crazy. But I don't do this very often, by the way. But, I just told him, your dog doesn't understand where you're coming from. I tried to be nice about saying this. I go, you're just frustrated. I felt like saying you're abusing your dog. What you're doing is just abuse. It's like elder abuse, Because the guy was like, the dog was 15 years old. It was blind. It was just stopping to smell the grass. I go, you're just really frustrating your dog. I felt like saying, maybe I should have said, well, you're abusing your dog. But he got my point, because I'm a nice guy, but I'm pretty intense when somebody, speaking of dogs, my dog just barked. I get pretty intense even if I'm not yelling, or, it just really makes me mad. I've done the same thing I've seen people abuse their kids, and I've just walked right up to them and just talked to them about it, I saw a guy hit a kid in the face once with a shoe. Young kid, he was trying to get the shoes on the kid, and the kid was being a usual difficult kid. He actually whacked the kid in the face with the shoe. So I went up to him and said, "Hey, how would you like it if I whacked you in the face with a shoe?" Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I don't go out there looking for reasons to get in people's faces. I hardly ever do this. But with the thing with the kid getting hit in the face with the shoe, I had to talk to this guy, and let me let my dog out. And the thing with the guy at the park, I kind of like the guy in Russia. I don't think he really even realized, how I think he was frustrated with the fact that his dog was 15 years old. His dog was blind. It couldn't play in the dog park with the other dogs. So even though he told me, he goes, "Oh, I wasn't trying to hurt my dog," but actually he's projecting his own negative feelings about his dog aging. Maybe he had an abusive childhood, so by him whacking the dog on the butt hard, which probably hurt the dog, right? As opposed, he was projecting his own frustrations with the dog is aging and blah 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 blah. And I really am glad that I hope it helps. I'm really glad I brought that up. But my point just being, it really bothers me too, the situation in Ukraine. But I realize I need to hang on to my thoughts about that loosely, because if I invest in them too much, I'm going to lose my joy. I'm going to get bummed. I believe the universe is still perfect by design, but it's like music. It's like tension and resolution. We still have a lot of very powerful people that are motivated by their frustrations, by their desire to create more joy. Their ego is selling them. Their ego is selling them on the fact that if they do this, they'll be happy, and then that this will be fair, and what they want will make them happy and joyful. But people like the leader in Russia, they're crazy, and they don't care how many people or dogs or animals or how much suffering they're creating. So they're just really, they're out of touch with. They don't have. They're not in touch with their heart home. They're not in touch with their true spirituality, which seems really obvious. But my point being, we need to hang on to our joy. I believe that this dimension is very challenging for a reason. It helps us grow and grow as spiritual beings. But it saddens me greatly as well, all the people that are suffering in the Ukraine and everything. But I realize the best thing I can do, and we can all do, is hang on to our joy. And by the way, joy doesn't have to be results oriented. If we can learn to be joyful for no freaking reason, not because we just won the lottery, or we just got a new job, or I just found, $20,000 or $1 million or whatever. Learn to be joyful because you're a spiritual being unfolding in time. And my time-aligned transformation lock, I send it in 7 or 8 different modules, or you can do a phone consultation for the $99. You have your choice. If you want to learn the meditation, if you want to learn transformational meditation and a phone call, then it's $199. But anyway, I just wanted to say that we all feel a lot of frustration from what's been going on in the world, and we've been hit from all corners. We had the pandemic and then this and everything. But we're spiritual beings unfolding in time, and the universe is unfolding in time, not unraveling. But there's tension and resolution, like I said. Hopefully there'll be a day when people, aren't so nuts out there. But the ego is insane, and people that have issues think they can become more joyful. It really sounds nuts, doesn't it? That a guy is going to inflict that much pain and suffering on people. Bomb the hell out of the country because he wants something, It's so insane, right? But in his mind, it makes sense because he's got all these issues, maybe from the way he was raised as a child, whatever, right? But, it really is sad. But if you can just realize that, the universe is working things out, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be concerned about it, but let's not let anything rob us of our joy. The best thing we can do is go out into the world, be joyful, cheer people up. I love to make people laugh. I do celebrity impersonations, but I just want you to know, my heart really goes out to the people in Ukraine. It is really, really sad, and it bothers me a lot, just like it bothered me when I saw this guy spank his dog the other day. And I think he got my point, because he looked kind of, and I'm not getting off on the fact that I might have scared him a little bit, but I had to really work at holding back, because I wanted to just yell at the guy and say, man, you're abusing your dog. It's like elder abuse. But I disciplined I have a tremendous amount of physical and psychic energy, and I disciplined it and just let him know that what he's doing is not right. He's just frustrating and hurting his dog. But I had to really work at holding back. But I think that's why a lot of people just do weird stuff, whether it's, killing somebody, beating their wife, bombing a country, because they're frustrated. They don't have much joy, and they have this really warped sense of, if I do this, I'll feel better. It's really sad. That's why people need to eventually, come into an awareness of their spiritual self, And but anyway, the best thing we can do is hold on to our joy, project positive things, try to inject, try to radiate joy for no reason, not be results oriented. But if you've been to therapists or psychiatrists or whatever, and nothing's ever quite made sense, my time aligned transformation lock life coach guidance will give you the tools of the universe and the tools of being here, so you can understand how to cooperate with the laws of the universe to make your life much easier. But sometimes in life you don't get what you want. It's like that old Stone song, you might not get what you want, but you get what you need. But the important thing is to get on purpose with the universe, and get on purpose with what you really love to do, and try to design a life that's joyful, not just design a life that pays the bills. We all have to do things we might not want to do from time to time, but the more you learn to cooperate with the laws of the universe, the easier life will get, and the universe will dance for you and help you create miracles in your life. But anyway, I'm like I said, it really bothers me, the situation in Ukraine. But the best thing we can do is not marry our frustration and pain for all the suffering that's happening there. We can be aware of it, but let's continue. Let's not let that rob us of our joy. Let's continue to radiate joy. Let's continue to radiate positivity during the day, and try to lift people up. But if like I said, if you really would like to get to understand the laws of the universe, and kind of a manual for living in the Milky Way, $99, time aligned transformation lock, and it really works, and it's much more effective than a lot of other bullshit out there. Anyway, I'll be doing more on this later, but anyway, so just wanted to share that. This is a 97 HD 35 Martin. It just sounds amazing. It's actually a 25-year-old guitar. It's got a rare bear claw. I'm trying to decide if I can sell it or not. Great. But anyway, so the best thing we can do is to continue to radiate joy, positivity, understand that the universe is, I know it sounds really crazy, but I believe the universe is perfect, and it's unfolding in time. And it's like music, it's like tension and resolution. Now, our planet just hasn't gotten to the point yet where the really powerful people realize that we're spiritual, that we're all one, and that we're all, part of the one mind. And like I said, we all have an ego, and the ego is insane. So people that are high up in these countries that are doing, really outrageous stuff, they're trying to. This is what's so crazy. They're trying to create, satisfaction and joy. But they sure are going about it the wrong way, eh? They're trying to create more joy and more satisfaction, but they're really sick, and it really sucks. But the best thing we can do is not marry it, because we don't want to let that to rob us of our joy. And the best thing we can do is radiate joy. Fine tune your soul to joy and positivity for no reason, and don't be so results oriented. And that will help you be more in line with the universe. And when you're positive and you're more fine tuned to joy, you're more in sync with the universe. Try to be in the here and now, and you'll align yourself with the perfection of the universe and help manifest miracles in your life. So, we're just not quite at the point yet, but we're all not like a century, but we're all centers, a century of consciousness in an ocean of spirit. We're not we're not our mind, we're not our body, we're not our thoughts. And you have to learn to integrate your conscious and subconscious mind to get things moving in a direction where the universe can dance for you and give you miracles. Positive faith is really huge. Belief clings, faith lets go. By having positive faith activates the miracle creation of the universe. And by being aligned by really being in the here and now and having positive faith, that activates the miracle forces of the universe and can help you, create miracles. But like I said, don't be so results oriented. If you just are in the here and now and you're positive and you do a little something that you love every day, something that's joyful, that can have a big effect on the world. So that's just all I wanted to say, and I'm still trying to decide whether I can sell this guitar now. It just sounds amazing, doesn't it? All right, folks, take care. Hang on to your joy. It's okay to be concerned about what's going on in the world, but don't marry it. Don't let it rob you of your joy. Radiate joy. Fine-tune your soul to joy. Try to be an uplifter. And remember that, everything, I know it sounds really crazy, but everything's okay. We got to let go of our fear. It's like fear of faith. All right, take care.